You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And we got some roster moves to break down on the channel today. Joe Schoen has signed a player and he has waived a player. We'll break that down and let you know everything that you need to know. But first, I got to make sure everybody watching today's show is subscribed. The month of May is coming to a close, and we are trying to beat the Dallas Cowboys report in subscribers picked up. They're at 803 this month. We're at 767. We are right on their heels, and I need your help. If you love the Giants, you hate the Cowboys, and you want free, informative, entertaining, passion-driven content all year long on the Giants, hit that sub button right now. OTAs are once again going on for the Giants. We'll have another video out on the channel later today. That's why you subscribe as well. But let's dive into it. The Giants are moving on from veteran running back Gary Brightwell. Brightwell was a sixth-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. He was selected by Dave Gettleman, and his time with the Giants is coming to a close. They are waiving him with an injury designation. He's appeared in 37 games for the New York Giants in 3 seasons. He's also done some punt returning and more so kick returning, not really any punt returning, more so kick returning. But the injuries have just caught up to him. I was shocked when he made the roster last year and he did not participate at all in preseason. I thought there were some other backs that were deserving, Schoen Corbin, but Brightwell, he got the nod on the roster, but he will not this year. You look at what he's done over the start of his career. He's played in 37 games for the Giants, obviously been derailed by injuries. He has 41 carries, 164 yards, 4.0 yards per carry. Does have a touchdown. Pretty sure that was the touchdown in London against the Green Bay Packers in the year that the Giants made the playoffs and beat the Minnesota Vikings. Don't fact check me on that. I'm just actually, you know what? I'm pretty dang sure I'm right about that one. 11 receptions for 92 yards as well. I'm pretty sure he had a nice little catch and run in that game that was probably his best game as a Giant, and that was one of the most fun ones as well. But Brightwell, no longer a part of this team, and he's one of the last Dave Gettleman draft picks to still be a part of this roster, or at least was this morning, and he really struggled with durability. Had some ankle injuries and some other issues pop up throughout his career, and as the Giants are moving in along this rebuild, they are really prioritizing availability and durability, and we saw that with the free agents and the trades that they made this offseason. And even in the draft, the players that they selected have been really durable throughout their career. Brightwell, unfortunately, has fallen on the wrong side of that fence. So now your running back depth chart looks like this. You got 5 bodies there. Maybe the Giants go out and sign another back for a camp body to compete. But Devin Singletary, a.k.a. Motor, he's going to be your RB1. And you got Eric Gray, the 5th-round pick out of Oklahoma from 2023. I think he is first in line to be RB2. Then you got guys like Schoen Corbin, who was a UDFA out of Florida State, who I fell in love with immediately upon his arrival. He was great that first offseason as a rookie. And I thought for a young back, his ability to pick up blitzes is well beyond his years. And I think he's got some juice and some pop when he's got the ball in his hands. I'm really excited to see what Tyrone Tracy does this year. He was a sleeper for me in the draft, and he brings really a skill set and an overall play style to this running back group that the Giants do not have. Devin Singletary is a smash mouth in between the tackles, downhill runner. Eric Gray possesses a little bit of that as well. Corbin's more of your explosive back that has that top end speed, but Tracy, he as the receiver he was before switching to running back his last 2 years in college, he's going to give you a receiving threat out of the backfield, give you another third down option to have on the field. And then you also got our guy, Dante Turbo Miller, the UDFA the Giants signed just a couple of weeks ago. Those are your running backs. So my question to you now, with Gary Brightwell off this team, and we know that Devin Singletary will be RB1, who is going to be RB2? Is it Eric Gray? Is it the rookie Tyrone Tracy? Or is it the awesome story of the UDFA, Dante Turbo Miller? I want to hear from all the real ones in the comment section right now. With the Giants moving on from Brightwell, that opened up a roster spot for the summer, and they have filled it by signing veteran defensive back Elijah Riley. The Giants signed the 5-year veteran. He's a UDFA from 2020 out of Army that signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he spent the last 2 years with the Steelers and appeared in 17 games, 30 career games. He's a native of Port Jefferson, New York. That's where the kid is from. Shout out to him. He's going to be a star just because where he's from, like I am. He played in 44 games in his 4-year career at Army. He was one of 14 semifinalists for the 2019 Jim Thorpe Award, which is given to a defensive back and is based on performance on the field, athletic ability, and character. In June 2019, a new policy was created to allow athletes from the service academies to defer their service while they pursue pro careers. So really awesome story, and I'm already a fan favorite considering he is from Port Jeff. I got to talk to my guy Jack Sperry, the host of Steelers Talk here at Chat Sports. Does an awesome job, and I was like, yo, what's the scoop on Riley? And he told me this. He's a good depth player. He stood out in OTAs and training camp last year. He could play safety, more so strong safety than free safety. Can also slide down in that slot, be kind of that big nickel corner, and he's a good competitor. And that last line is really what stuck with me, because if you've listened to anything, literally anything that Joe Schoen or Brian Daboll has said, they talk about mindset and they talk about compete level. So it's good to know that Riley's going to come in and compete. You look at what he's done in his career, 30 games played. He's got 62 tackles, has not had that interception in his career yet, does have a pass breakup, 5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. He can get down in the box and get funky with it. We know Shane Bowen, defensive coordinator, first year here. He likes to operate with a lot of DBs on the field. He ran that dime personnel package, the second highest clip in the NFL last year with the Titans. And if you're going to have a lot of DBs on the field, obviously they need to be able to cover, but they also got to be able to step inside the box and put their nose in it and not be afraid to stop the run. And Riley, he's not afraid of the smoke whatsoever. You look at where he's lined up over the field throughout his career. He's got 15 snaps on the D-line. That's really talking about him walking down as a blitzer and playing off the edge. 184 snaps in the box. That is where he primarily has operated throughout his time in the NFL. 169 snaps at free safety, 82 snaps in the slot. So, like we talked about, could be that big nickel corner, big slot guy, kind of play that star position a little bit, and then just 10 snaps as the boundary corner. You look at what PFF thinks of Riley throughout his career, and I think this paints a really big picture. In 2023, he only played 50 snaps, but he had a 79.8 defensive grade, which means when he was on the field, he produced really well, and he had a coverage grade of 84.5, by far the highest of his career. 34 coverage snaps, so not a huge sample size there, but maybe the Giants saw something in those snaps and thought, if we can give him a little bit more opportunity, he can give us some more production. Only 20 defensive snaps in 2022. 386 defensive snaps, though, for the New York Jets in 2021. Graded out at a 58.1, 69.9 run defense grade. We talked about how good of a player he is in the box. That's probably one of our strongest skills. And then his rookie year in Philadelphia, just 4 defensive snaps. So he has 460 defensive snaps in his career, 247 in coverage. He's someone that doesn't have that much experience, but he's been in the league quite some time. He knows the way the league goes, and he's going to be able to fight for a roster spot. And I think the way that he does find himself on this 53-man roster is by what he's able to do in the special teams area for the Giants. He's played on special teams a lot. 91 kick return snaps, 800 kick coverage snaps, 73 punt return snaps, 72 punt coverage snaps, and 316 total special teams snaps. That's 316 total special team snaps. So he's done a lot on that side of the ball, and he's be able to be productive. You look now at the safety depth chart for the Giants. I still think it's going to be Jason Pinnock and Dane Belton as your 2 starting safeties in Week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings, but I cannot wait to see Tyler Nubin, the rookie second-round pick out of Minnesota, get on the field and be able to produce. He is someone that I think is going to be the starting safety of the future for the Giants. His ball skills, especially for a rookie, are at a really, really high level. You still got the 7th-round pick out of U of H last year in Javarius Owens. You signed the veteran Jalen Mills early on in free agency, and now you have Elijah Riley. So you got 6 bodies at this safety depth chart. We talked yesterday about how the Giants had a workout tryout with Joshua Kalu. Sounds like that's not going to happen, and they elected to sign Elijah Riley over him. To close out today's show, my question of the real ones. What is your one-word reaction to the Riley signing? I want to hear from you in the comment section. I got a couple one words: depth, competition, Special teams, that's actually 2 words, but you know what? It's my show, so go F yourself. And camp body, that's also 2 words as well. So I'm cheating, and I always thought if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But that's what he's going to bring. Depth to the safety room, some competition. He'll give you some versatility on special teams, and he's going to be a camp body throughout the summer. And if he plays right, he impresses well, and he shows that he could be a part of this team, he might just make this roster if he makes some plays in the preseason. Make sure you are following me over on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. 1 word, 2 word, my show, not yours. Let's go, Big Blue.